Paul Stoner, CEO Biggin & Scott. I'm joined today by Daniel from our Elsternwick office for Salesperson of the Month, June, money written. Congratulations.
Thank you, Paul.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions, but for the rest of the guys watching, the Daniel story so far in real estate, how it started and where we are now.
Sure.
That's 7.5 years, you told me, but...
Yeah, so 10 years in real estate for me.
Yeah.
Started at LJ Hooker, actually in New South Wales, and moved to Melbourne about 12 months later. I was with LJ Hooker in Elsternwick for about another 12 months, 18 months, and then moved to Biggin & Scott, so 7.5 years.
And you've never looked back?
Never looked back. Happy as.
Happy as. Mate, you've been nipping at the heels for the last, I reckon, 6 months. You're always in that top 5 of people for Salesperson of the Month. That comes usually with a lot of structure. Let's talk a bit about how you like to work.
Sure. So I think some things have changed for me in the last 12 months. I guess where I am now is probably, as you know, not due to what's just been happening in the last month, but some fundamental things that I put into play about 12 months ago.
Yep.
One of those was hiring an assistant.
Yep.
So I started with a part-time assistant at the start of this year. I've moved to full-time assistant now,
Yep.
which has been a great move for me. But I think one of the biggest things that I've done in the last 12 months was really got clear about what it was I was out to achieve.
Yep.
And sitting down with myself and working out the commission that I wanted to write, how much that was, and what the KPIs look like in order to achieve those numbers.
So how much does that drive you on a daily or a monthly basis? Is that your main driver now in terms of achieving that goal helps you do all of the other goals that you'd like to do?
Yeah, obviously I've got personal goals which
Yep.
I set out to achieve as well. But at the end of the day, the money and the success is going to lead you to a lot of those other things as well.
Yep.
So I think it's really important to stay focused on those goals every day. I've got them written on a whiteboard at home, and I read through them every morning, and I've got a daily ritual of all of those mantras and so on that I go through just to focus and keep myself
As the saying goes, structure will set you free.
Exactly right.
So let's talk about the month that was June. Any standouts for you in terms of the sales that you made during June?
Look, there were a couple of big sales there. There was one in Coral Road, a beautiful brick Victorian that sold for 2.3 million. So that was certainly my standout for the month, and I think there was 6 or 7 sales in total. So look, it was a good month, and backed up from a good month in I think it was May. I think I was up there again for May. So I've had two
I think
good
you just
months
missed
back
out
to
in
May.
May from memory. That was one sale from memory.
But look, it's been a good run. There's been, the market's obviously, as we know, nice and hot. The stock was pretty good through May and June. July's a little bit quieter, but listing hard now for August and September.
So interesting question for you. You may or may not be able to answer it. Now you're tracking everything. When do you start getting uncomfortable with what you see coming through?
I try not to get uncomfortable. I try to. As much as I have those KPIs, they're not do or die for me. I'm aiming for them. If I don't get there, then I just dust myself off and
That's
go
the
again the
business.
next month. Yeah, exactly right. We can't control the amount of listings that are coming onto the market. There's obviously quieter months. This month is looking good again. I've listed 6 already, and I've been given the green light for a 7th. Which is my KPI. So my KPIs are 6 listings a month, 20 appraisals a month, and 40 new clients to track a month. And I think the last one is probably, for me, the biggest fundamental change I've had, focusing on those clients to track. Because I think in the past, we all get so busy with, when we get busy and we have listings, there's plenty of stuff to do, and that can be the thing that falls by the wayside. But having the assistant on and being, very clear to, seal those gaps. And as soon as I start talking to someone who's potentially a client to track, I'm pulling out one of my little templates, I'm writing down all the information, logging a loyalty program, categorising them in the database, and basically just handing that straight over to my assistant, goes straight into the database, she logs the next call, and then away we go. We start tracking that person.
Terrific. So Ed, who you would have seen some of his interviews, he keeps his hot list in his phone. He's got his 20 next listings that he believes and, the 20 hot buyers. Are you running that sort of system as well, or you're really concentrating on that database and the PA giving you your to-do list today?
Well, my hot list still sits in the database. I've got them obviously top of mind. But basically the difference between them and say someone who's just come on or might be, a 1 year, 2, 3, 5 year prospect for me, is the level of contact. So the loyalty program is not a one size that fits all. It's different categories of loyalty program, depending on when I believe that person's going to come in, on to the market. So for a hot prospect that I think is going to come on in the next 3 to 6 months, they're going to be popping up on my printout each week.
So salesperson of the month in one of our great offices. When you win the business, you've picked up a new client. What can they expect from you? Because you don't get to where you are by winning the business and giving shit service. It's got to be good service because it's a small area and they all talk. It's uncomfortable sometimes.
Look, I think I'm very process driven. We've got a very clear process of what happens from start to finish from the moment that the person's signed on. Communication is a really big thing of mine. A lot of feedback, asking a lot of questions of the buyers, really qualifying them, not only for the vendor's purpose, but also for my purpose to see if I've got a new person that needs to be added in and tracked. But a lot of qualifying questions so I can give all of that feedback to the vendor. And ultimately, we sit down at the strategy meeting before the auction, talking about the buyers on a name basis, who they are, we know what demographic they are, how long they've been looking for, if they've missed out on things, all of those kind of things. And, I think vendors appreciate going into their auction with their eyes open, and better than 95% of the time. What we think's going to happen.
You probably do get to know the buyers really well, because Elsternwick's not an area you stumble across. It's an area of choice. And they, from the last 6 to 7 months, people have been fighting pretty hard to get into the area, so you'd know them pretty well by the time they purchase.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And that information's vital. To a vendor, to know that this buyer's missed out on Smith Street or whatever it might be, Allison Road or whatever it might be at X dollars. That's all. Knowledge is power.
So in your thoughts, how are we shaping up for? We're in July now, but how are we shaping up for August and September, do you reckon? More the same?
As I say, I've been listing well. I think getting plenty of calls. I think vendors in general are thinking that this is a good time. Particularly early spring, which we didn't see last year. It was a pretty quiet start to spring last year, and it came home full. So I think from what I can see, it's going to be a pretty busy late August, September. Look, hopefully the market's going to hold up the way it has been. It's been a dream run for us. If the confidence stays the way it is or has been, then we should have a good end to the year.
So all estimations at the moment are it will. Interest rates low, demand high, population.
Let's make hay while the sun shines.
Mate, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's been a interesting trip watching you just miss out, but it's fantastic to have you at the table. It's a credit to the office, all the guys there. I'm sure they'll be proud to see you, winning this award. So well done.
Thank you.
Cheers, everyone.